This video is brought to you by War Thunder. It's 2007. The first ever iPhone was made, Netflix was renting out DVDs, and everyone was still using MySpace. It was a simple time. During this time, YouTube was very much still in its infancy. Less in the way of content creators, and more in the way of people just sharing videos online. But it was during this early era of YouTube that a video appeared on the platform. This video grew to be incredibly viral, but then it just disappeared, igniting one of the biggest ongoing searches in lost media history. This is the enduring mystery of Big Star Secret. But you know what isn't lost? Today's sponsor, War Thunder, the most comprehensive vehicle game ever made. War Thunder lets you take control of more than 2,500 authentic vehicles from over 10 nations, spanning nearly a century of military history. From World War II tanks and biplanes to modern jets, every vehicle is rendered with amazing detail. My favorite feature, however, has to be War Thunder's unique damage system. Instead of simple health bars, these vehicles are built with working engines, fuel tanks, weapons, and armor, all of which can be damaged and destroyed. The X-ray kill cam shows you exactly how each hit takes your opponent apart. You'll also find 3 gameplay modes for every style of player: arcade for fast fun, realistic for balance, and simulator for the ultimate challenge. Add in deep customization, no need for special hardware, and breathtaking graphics optimized for even low-end machines, and you've got the most immersive combat game out there. And if that wasn't enough, new and returning players on PC and console get a bonus pack containing extra rewards, such as 100,000 silver, premium vehicles, 50% EXP and silver boost, and a ton of other bonuses. All you have to do is use my link and register a new account. So in order to join the 95 million other players invested in War Thunder, click my link in the description below or in the pinned comments. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. To understand Big Star Secrets, we need to talk about Super Mario 64 and the enduring legend that inspired this missing video. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, players of Super Mario 64 were obsessed with a rumor claiming that Luigi was secretly playable in the game. This rumor originated from a low-quality plaque, with many claiming it read L is real 2401, fueling theories that Luigi could be unlocked through a hidden method. Though we now know that the plaque reads Eternal Star, Luigi's inclusion in the game became one of the biggest gaming mysteries. Bear in mind that this was the internet's Wild West days. We couldn't instantly fact-check rumors or access game files. Therefore, playground rumors and early forum posts kept this mystery alive. By the mid-2000s, people began uploading fake tutorial videos on how to unlock Luigi in Super Mario 64. Everything from collecting every coin to beating the game backwards was proposed as methods to unlock Luigi. Of course, none of it was true. But there were some that took the hoax a step further. Screamers. Yeah, if you grew up in the 2000s, you know the absolute terror of falling for one. And don't worry, I'm not going to show any screamers here. Screamers were internet videos designed to lull you into a false sense of security before fucking blindsiding you with a disturbing image or a loud audio. Nowadays, they're not around as much, but back then, they were a real threat. Notable examples include the Michael Jackson Ghost video or the KV car commercial, which had you staring at a car driving down the hill before a goddamn zombie just pops out of nowhere. Screamers were cruel, cruel pranks. Then, in 2007, someone had the clever idea to fuse one with a fake tutorial for how to unlock Luigi in Super Mario 64, one of gaming's biggest myths. Thus, Big Star Secret was born. Now, if the video had stayed online, it wouldn't be anything remarkable. But in the following years, it was suddenly removed from YouTube. What happened to this video, and why are people looking for it? For that, we must jump forward to 2020. It's 2020. Life was not so simple anymore. But by this time, people began to bring up the missing video among message boards and forum threads. Old Mario 64 Screamer. Hi, when I was a really little kid, I was on YouTube looking at videos about the game Mario 64. There is a section of the game where you go into the castle courtyard and there's a statue that has text on it that says L is real or something. My younger self was watching conspiracy videos about it, and I remember one where it was a tutorial saying things like go here, jump and kick this very wall, then run over here and kill this boo. At the end of the video there was a screamer. It was a zombie looking thing that was violently convulsing. I am super curious and really want to find this video again. Can anyone help me? Thanks. How to get Luigi on Super Mario 64 Screamer. There are many videos showing this that are actually fake, but I remember being had by one that ended with the Kayfie zombie screaming. I tried to find it lately, but I can't. Anyone remember seeing that? Me and my friends need some help finding this old Mario 64 Screamer video. We all have this shared memory of this one Mario 64 video being uploaded to classic YouTube. It was one of those L is real mystery videos, but there was the peaceful car ride screamer at the end. The thumbnail was probably a Mario 64 screenshot of the courtyard, filter green. It starts off with the typical run-of-the-mill 2008 L is real mystery shit, with the video blacking out to show text from Windows Movie Maker and stuff. It's showing a method on how to unlock Luigi, and Mario eventually has to kick a boo. Then he walks over to the courtyard. The screen blanks out, and then says, and then it quickly cuts to the peaceful car ride screamer with the convulsing zombie. We know it's not just us, because we found a 4chan thread with people remembering the same or similar videos, and yet no one can find them. It's like they disappeared off the face of the earth. If anyone has any information on this, it'd be greatly appreciated. Link to the 4chan thread. Unfortunately, the 4chan thread has not been archived, but the mystery persists. Nevertheless, these early mentions did little in the way of information. What is commonly agreed upon, though, was that the screamer portion of the video was likely taken from the infamous Kayfie car commercial. Beyond that, we don't know the video's length, the video's creator, or even its title. Without these, the search is near impossible. But there is something worth mentioning. On the Screamer forums, a user named thewikiyuser123 posted, I remember watching that video too. I looked everywhere for this video, and even checked the Wayback Machine, and I couldn't find it. So we can assume that the video was deleted. What I remember from the video was that the comments were disabled, and an annotation popped up when the video started, which said something like, I'm taking the video down because of the hate I was getting for it. The user then posted a link to what he claimed was a reaction to the lost screamer, which would have provided some much needed footage or audio of the missing video, but as you might expect, the reaction too is missing. While most people only speculated, one YouTuber actually documented the mystery and kickstarted the whole search. That creator's name was Malv.
The video I remembered at the time was a Mario 64, at the time I thought it was a Mario 64 DS tutorial on how to unlock Luigi. And sure enough, I started watching the video, and Luigi, of course, is in Mario 64 DS, so I thought this was just a straightforward tutorial. And I started following it, and it wasn't doing anything, obviously, because it's not, that's not how it works. It's not the game. And I just kept watching, and then the jump scare happens, and I was scared as hell. And then I had this super strong memory of me sitting at my computer, watching this video, getting the shit scared out of me, and like sprinting outside onto my deck. And I was like, I think that probably is the earliest thing. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me go, just try to find this video. It'd be funny to watch it. Originally, I think I was gonna just try to like react to it, but I couldn't find it. And I was like, I can lock in and make this, I can make this an LSSQ video.
Mav created a video titled The Hunt for a Jump Scare, in which he shared what little he could recall about the screamer, and his comment section quickly filled with viewers who claimed they remembered it too. Sometime later, the founder of the Lost Media Wiki, known as Daikate, decided to launch something unprecedented: a large-scale search party for this single YouTube video.
I can't remember a moment more terrifying and exciting and exhilarating than waking up at like 5 a.m. to go to work and seeing that notification from Daikate. I was not told that this was happening. He did not tell me anything about this whatsoever. So waking up to find that he had tagged the entire server with their first structured hunt, and it was about this stupid thing from my childhood. I mean, my heart was pounding, but it felt for the first time real. Like this was a thing that people might actually care about.
On September 10th, 2020, the Lost Media Wiki Discord server officially opened its first On the Hunt channel. These were community-driven efforts to pool together time and resources in the pursuit of lost media, and their first target was the Mario Screamer. Dozens of armchair detectives and lost media sleuths rallied together, collecting and exchanging information in real time. And within the first few days, the searchers struck gold and made their first major discovery. Using the Wayback Machine, a member named Wumbo uncovered an archived YouTube webpage of the video. This was undeniable proof that the Screamer did in fact exist, which was a point of contention for some time. There was even a tiny snapshot of Mario standing by the castle courtyard, exactly as people had described. Our first glimpse at the lost video. The webpage revealed a trove of information. The video is 5 minutes and 12 seconds long. It was uploaded around April of 2008. The video is titled Super Mario 64 Big Star Secrets. The video's description merely said, "Title says it all," and the uploader of the video was a YouTube user named LotusMan17.
A bit of a fun story behind that. When this all started, I was actually out with a person who was, at the time, my ex-girlfriend, and we were out at Walmart trying to, like, get stuff for one of her dogs, and I started getting all of these pings like, "We found the webpage! We found the webpage! We found the thumbnail!" Like, all within, like, 30 minutes of each other, all of these discoveries started being made, and so I was out and about with her, and I was just glued to my phone, and there was a moment where I turned to her and I went, "I'm so sorry." Like, I cannot do anything but look down at my phone right now.
There was one catch, however. The Wayback Machine had not saved the actual video file, only some metadata and a thumbnail, which was still a major discovery, but far from the end goal. One of the most fascinating things about this screenshot, however, was that there was a video response. Back in the early days of YouTube, users could post a video in direct response to another, which would then appear on the original video's watch page. The feature was eventually removed after it was abused by users who spammed popular creators' pages with their unrelated content. But here, we can clearly see that Big Star Secrets had a legitimate video response linked to it. Best of all, the video was still online and accessible. It was titled Little Brother Getting Scared Lay Reaction, and was uploaded back in February of 2008 by a user named Greedy Devastator 808.
What's happening here? Can you hear it now?
Yeah. Hey.
What is it doing, please? What to leave it. I think, I don't know. Wait, move! Move! I cannot see. I don't know if this is the video.
As grainy as the video was, glimpses of Big Star's secret was viewable in the background. Mario climbs up a set of stairs, and on-screen instructions appear. Then the infamous cavey zombie face bursts out. The poor boy screams, flees away, and the video's credits roll on screen.
That right there, I think single-handedly fueled me for like a year and a half. I think seeing that there was some footage of it online made the hunt sustainable. Getting any sort of footage from it was such an overwhelmingly massive deal that it like made me a believer in the hunt.
With this early breakthrough, the search kicked into high gear. The On the Hunt Discord channel was buzzing with new discoveries as users scrapped together whatever information they could find. Some users dug into Neo's secret forums, uncovering a 2008 discussion where someone had mentioned a screamer video about how to unlock Luigi in Super Mario 64. Others scoured through YouTube playlists of screamer videos of the 2000s, in the hopes of maybe finding a re-upload. The search team even created a digital wanted poster featuring the recovered thumbnail, and known details of Big Star's secrets, encouraging anyone with information to come forward. And one person did come forward, someone that no one could have expected, the uploader of the video, LotusMan17 himself. Dykate, who founded the Lost Mew Wiki and organized the entire search, attempted to reach out to LotusMan17, who by now was an adult and well beyond his prankster teenage years. To the surprise of many, LotusMan17 responded, even though it had been over a decade since his video was uploaded. Best of all, he graciously joined the search and was able to confirm many details.
It was awesome. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It was just so cool. I'm gonna be honest, I thought the hunt would end there. We got every single piece of information we could have possibly wanted about the video. And so I felt this like sense of finality to like, this is the climax of the search, is getting a hold of this guy. That felt like a safe spot to end it, because we had everything at that point. That's the coolest thing that could have possibly happened in the entirety of this search, would be getting a hold of this guy, and we got a hold of him, and he was so kind, and he was so like polite to everyone, and he was so active and willing and ready to help us. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Lotus confirmed that the background song was initially Whispers in the Dark by Skillets, but due to YouTube's copyright policy, the audio was muted before ultimately becoming Database by Alexander Pearls. LotusMan also opened up about how he made the video. One of the strange things about Big Star's secret was how odd it looked. Mario's clothing, for example, had a completely different color palette. Lotus revealed that he used a tool called Toad's Tool 64 to alter the game's appearance. He darkened the texture of the castle's bricks, altered Mario's look, and even placed a mysterious door in the castle lobby where normally a door wouldn't be, just to make it look like a hidden level. And the cherry on top was that Lotus made this video completely out of boredom. By LotusMan17's own account, the video eventually accumulated hundreds of thousands of views, which was a very impressive number for early YouTube. However, as the video's popularity grew, so did the backlash. According to LotusMan17, he began receiving hate comments and even death threats over the video. By mid to late 2009, LotusMan17 had become uncomfortable and decided to disable comments on the video. He also updated the video description to address the situation. The new description read, "This video was done out of complete boredom, and yet people still wish to leave hateful comments. Therefore, commenting has been disabled."
He started getting death threats and some more serious things, which you can have fun in the comments of a video and you can have fun making a prank, but when something like that, starts to happen, when your life starts being threatened over a video that you made, I don't blame anyone for, removing it and getting away from it as fast as they can.
Ultimately, at some point in 2012, Lotus Man deleted the video from his channel. The exact date isn't confirmed, but by the end of May 2012 at the latest, Super Mario 64 Big Star Secrets was gone from YouTube. And as you might expect, Lotus Man did not have the video saved anywhere. His original footage, project files, all of it was lost over the years. Regardless, the search party pressed onward. One of the more wilder ideas involved Daike emailing the Internet Archive to see if they still had the video on their servers. It was a long shot, but the archive does have crawl data from late 2000s to early 2010s YouTube, which would be the perfect time frame for Big Star Secrets. It might not contain the video file, but at this point, any new information would have been worthwhile. Unfortunately, Daike did not receive good news. Quote, "This isn't the news I wanted to deliver for our first hunt, but the Internet Archive doesn't have it. And unless you guys have any other ideas, I think we've just about done all we can on our end, until someone who has the video notices we're looking for it."
It felt like, and it looked like, an act of desperation. Of, we're gonna try something we've never tried before. It was a long shot. I wasn't surprised that nothing came back from it.
And so in October of 2020, the official hunt was declared a cold case. The search team archived the channel, noting that they'd done everything they could.
I remember being a little bit frustrated at the time of how quickly it was moved to a cold case. Getting so much good news so fast, like we did, in the beginning stages of the hunt, and then a month later having it be deemed not unfindable, but that's what it felt like. It felt like I was being told, there's no way this is ever going to be found, nothing's ever going to come of it. I personally asked Daike to, include my email on there so that if anyone saw it, maybe they could reach out to me. It was a bummer. I mean, it really was. It took a huge hit on my morale for a long while.
For the next few years, the search for Big Star Secret was a brutally cold case. The search team had relocated to a new Discord server to try and revive the efforts. In 2021, someone unexpected joined the search. The wiki user 123. That same user from the Screamer forums. Now known as Charmy, he was blown away that people were looking for Big Star Secret.
So what happened, I kind of forgot about Big Star Secret. Freaking one day in 2021, not 2020, 2021, I'm like, oh, I haven't looked up at that video in a while. Let's see what happened. And I look it up, and I find out there was a huge freaking lost media search in 2021. It was freaking insane, dude. Oh my god. When I saw that, I could not believe what I was seeing. I was like, nah, it can't be that big. And then I saw Marvel's video, and I was like, huh?
In the midst of any substantial leads, a myriad of hoaxes filled the void. In October of 2021, a user on Reddit reported that a Brazilian YouTuber named Nez had uploaded a 4-second clip containing an unseen image from the lost video. The blurry photo shows what appears to be Mario jumping into the castle courtyard, a moment no one in the English-speaking search team had ever described before. When asked about how he obtained the image, Nez responded in Portuguese, "I don't know how, but my friend did. I think he took a picture of the video on his old cell phone." Unfortunately, this photo was taken from a recreation and disproven in 2023. That year, a user on Reddit named JasonY95 claimed to have archived over 500 terabytes of content.
Jason had posted something on Reddit like saying, I have stuff. I have like a 500 terabyte 500 terabyte storage thing, and everyone was freaking out. And the whole Jason thing, it was just crazy. Like, Jason had joined, it was freaking crazy, and he was saying, oh, in a week, I'm gonna be at my parents' house in a week. That's where the hard drive is. Just you gotta wait till then, and I might be able to get the video. Pretty sure I have that on my drive. Then, literally like the day of, we had a raid in a new server. So the raid happened, and he got pretty pissed, because of the crap he was seeing, and he left. But then we come to find out he freaking just blocked everybody, and like he wouldn't say a word to freaking anybody. And I think we basically all confirmed that he was basically just trying to look for a reason to kind of like get out of it or leave, because he wouldn't say anything, and then he just left and blocked everybody. There was all a hope, unfortunately. Yeah.
By 2022, more communities began to form. A subreddit, r/bigstar_secret, was created, along with unofficial Discord servers to investigate the mystery. Videos from other YouTubers, such as Feldup and PigPigGamer, brought a ton of attention to the search and helped keep it alive despite years of inactivity. In October 2022, one user, Murky Street 493, made a plea on r/Lost Media to revive the efforts. "It's been 2 years since the Big Star Secret search was abandoned as a cold case," he wrote. "But for a video that at least 700,000 people saw, we need to restart the search so that the thousands who remember it get to see it again." On the other hand, there were those who believed Big Star Secret was a waste of time and a fruitless search. Still, the search persevered in quieter forms throughout 2022 and into 2023, driven by a handful of relentless fans. They brainstormed new strategies and followed up on every whisper of a lead. Unbeknownst to everyone, one persistent searcher, Syndexmon, was formulating a radical new approach to find the video, one that wouldn't rely on websites or contacts, but digging into people's old computers.
So, my name is Syndexmon. I know life the Big Star Secret search, and I haven't had much better to do, so that's...
2024 was a turning point for the search. Recall the Screamer forums and that private reaction video. That video was a long-standing unresolved thread in this whole story. Well, in 2024, Marvel, Charmy, and Syndexmon managed to track down the original uploader of the private video through social media.
A friend of mine, he told me about these collections of old YouTube data, like titles and IDs and views and all that. And I see one of them. One of them is the private reaction video, but there's no username attached. So I have to reverse engineer how this collection was processed in order. I find another video by the same guy. It's thankfully up on the Wayback Machine. So I have the guy's user. I bring it up to Mavel. I'm telling him there's probably a 99% chance this is him.
Syndex had been scraping URLs, and he had found a playlist with a bunch of other videos that one of them was the link to this video, and one of them was the link to this whole reaction. And he started putting in the other URLs and found this channel, and started going through and was able to confirm that that playlist was exclusively this one guy's videos. And so he reached out to the guy, and pretty quickly it became clear that this was legit.
The trio reached out, and amazingly, he responded. Now a young adult, he was surprised at the interest in his childhood video. And after some conversation, he agreed to share the footage privately with the searchers after editing the footage to obscure their faces. They were just kids in the recording after all. The video was finally identified as a YouTube video titled Screamer Prank Fail. This was an exciting discovery. 40 more seconds of authentic footage from Big Star Secret were recovered from this reaction video. In those recovered seconds, Mario can be seen running around the gloomy castle courtyard. The reaction video's audio was removed, but new, real footage at long last was finally recovered. Hilariously, the kid doesn't even react all that much to the jump scare, hence the fail part of the title.
It showed, if I remember right, the first 5 seconds of the video, and then the brother steps in and basically skips straight to the jump scare. So we had the last 10, 15 seconds as well. It was so strange. Because because I had kind of tapped out of the actual hunting of it at this point. I can almost single-handedly credit Syndex for getting me back into the actual hunting and searching side of it.
Oh my god, that's the freaking video. It was crazy, dude. Freaking just watching that again, and it was as clear as I remember too. Like, you know, like even in the form, I said it's not that clear, but compared to freaking little brother getting scared, it is like 1080p.
It was unbelievable. I remember the server saw the thumbnail frame move after 4 years of just that static frame. That was unbelievable. A lot more people. I only spent probably 2 months in the search at this point, but there were people who had been there for years, and they were blown away by that footage.
It's at this part of the video in which we must talk about the cache method, a unique idea Syndexmon had. In short, Syndexmon had been researching ways to exploit how videos were stored on computers back in the 2000s. He discovered a little-known quirk of Adobe Flash Player, which YouTube used to stream videos until 2015. When a Flash video was played on a PC, a temp file of that video would be stored in the system's temp folder. Under normal conditions, that file would be deleted when the video finished or when the browser closed. However, if the computer were to shut down or crash mid-playback, the temp file might have remained. It was a long shot, but in theory, if someone watching Big Star's Secret were to say, shut down the computer out of fear, it's possible a temp file could exist on their hard drive.
Syndex, for all intents and purposes, is one of the smartest people I know. like don't stroke his ego, but holy shit, like, he is just so knowledgeable about internet shit and how to find things. And so he hatched up this whole scheme and plot to, like, theoretically, if a video was shut off in this way at this time, then you could find something here. And I just thought, okay, man, like, you do your thing. I'm sure it'll probably do something.
So if Flash Player is playing a video, and your computer, like, anything but the start button, basically, like, there's a physical power button on your computer. If you use that, if you unplug your computer, if you do anything, like, out of just pure, like, negligence, like maybe out of panic or anything, that's the hope here, then the file would save forever, definitively.
The team began spreading the word about Syndexmon's theory across forums and discords, urging people to check their old computers. For a few months, the caching method went somewhat unanswered. Only a few people still had their PCs from the mid-2000s lying around, so it was truly like finding a needle in the haystack. But the beauty of the method was that it only needed to work once. In May of 2025, the search team came in contact with a user named Berserker64. Berserker not only watched Big Star's Secret when it was still online, but he still had the same computer he saw it on, and his grandmother unplugged it while the video was playing.
Berserker joins the server, he gets in VC, and we had a great time in that voice call, but it was also really tragic when the hard drive ended up being corrupted. Troubleshooted for like probably 2 hours with this single hard drive, but it was unrecoverable. It started smoking. It started smoking afterwards, yes. The one thing that we didn't realize was that the model of hard drive, it had its own page of Wikipedia for one, and there was a section dedicated to the fact that it had bad sensors, notoriously bad sensors, which means that it is incredibly, incredibly prone to corruption, like extremely prone, like it's gone.
4 days later, something amazing happened. Enter Peter, a regular on the Lost Media Wiki Discord. Peter had been part of the 2020 hunt, and randomly, one day, out of the blue, he checked his temp folder without having Big Star's Secret on his mind, and he found this. What you just saw was a direct copy of Lotus's original upload, played in full 240p resolution with clear audio. This wasn't some crummy reaction video, this was the video. Well, only part of it. The video ends after 40 seconds, but not because of an abrupt computer shutdown. It actually ended because Peter got bored of the video and clicked off. Funny enough, the reason why Peter has this clip was because the file that handles temp files, index.dat, was missing from his computer for some reason. We have no idea why, and to this day it's still kind of a mystery, but Peter had the temp files to every video he watched up until 2015 in his computer.
To this day, we don't have a solid explanation. All we know is that Peter had a file called index.dat, and that file was missing. We have no idea why. Since that file was missing, it didn't know which files were cache files, so it just couldn't delete anything. It couldn't sort out anything. Every single video he ever watched, it was around 5,000 videos, 25 gigabytes, sat in his drive forever. It was completely unprecedented.
If I remember correctly, how this happened was his computer was just broken. I mean, this is a 1 in a million occurrence. His computer was just straight up missing the file that that deletes the cache, and so it had been caching every single video that he had watched around this period.
The whole thing it's just freaking crazy, man. Like, I don't know, like there's not much to say. It's just, you're right, it is basically divine intervention.
Interestingly enough, the video was never about how to unlock Luigi. It was just about the star statue, which is such a mindfuck because everyone misremembered it as being about Luigi.
The video wasn't about Luigi, it was just about the star statue. There was a secret to do with the star statue that was never explained. Just some vague, dark secret. And then at the end the zombie popped up, so I guess in a way the zombie is the secret. Someone pointed that out to me, that kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, because I'm even looking at some of the Reddit threads and like some of the old like first mentions, and a lot of them bring up Luigi. That's such a weird like Mandela effect thing. That's so odd.
It's really strange, but I guess it kind of makes sense because like the whole basis of Luigi being in Mario 64 was about the statue. So I guess if anyone clicked on a video about the secret of the statue, then they'd assume it's about Luigi.
There was some questioning the legitimacy of the video. The search for Big Star's secret was already riddled with hoaxes and fakes in an attempt to troll the search. But after lining up the video with genuine reactions from the time, as well as the file's metadata confirming that it was from 2008, all doubts vanished. This was the real deal. The news struck the Lost Media Wiki community like a lightning bolt. After nearly 14 years of being lost and a 5-year-long search, parts of Big Star's secret had been found in its original form. Now, Peter's find didn't stop there. A few weeks later, as he continued combing through his old drive, he located a single frozen frame from later in the video, about 1 minute and 18 seconds in. It was just one image, but it goes to show that Lost Media could be hiding anywhere. While the search is far from over, I remain hopeful that someone out there has the missing video. And as silly and inconsequential as this mystery is, there's something about Big Star's secret that has dawned on one of the most vibrant and passionate communities I've ever seen. Like, holy hell, there's a Big Star secret wiki page, and fucking Peter has his own article. I want my own article. Jokes aside, it's a wonderful group of people and a very active search.
This hunt in this community has genuinely changed my life in a huge way. You know, this is something that I did when I was a kid. I mean, this was 4 or 5 years ago that my first video came out, and I was 18 or 19 years old, and I'm now I'm 23. I'm living in a different city in a completely different area, and one of the few super consistent things has been seeing all these people get together and care about this. It's been such an honor to have contributed to this sense of community in any way.
If anyone has the video, just please come out to us. I really want to see this video again. So many people in this community want to see this video. People that haven't even freaking seen the video just want to see it now. Please check if you have a computer that you think you saw Big Star Secret on. Try to use the cache method that Syndex showed off. You know, if you can, like, you know, it's freaking honest to God. Like, if you have the video, thank you.
I'm just hoping that my video satisfies them and it can reach the right person who has this missing video. To end this documentary, Synexmon made a tutorial on how to search your old computer to find cached YouTube videos. If anyone has seen Big Star Secret and has the same computer lying around, I urge you to please watch Synexmon's tutorial. It will be linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks to Marvel, Charmy, Synexmon for being in this video. Thanks to the Big Star Secret community. And once again, thanks to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Be sure to use my link in the description or pinned comments to start playing for free on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and mobile. Those who are new or haven't played for 6 months will receive a massive bonus pack across PC and console, including premium vehicles, 100,000 silver, and much more.